Hello everyone. I just wanted to show you how my hydroponic experiment is going. I showed you last time this is like the bucket that I filled with the water, and here's the plants that are doing quite well, I would say. There's a couple like the one in the corner, that one and that one down here that are a little struggling, but they are still going. And this is a very simple system. There's no air bubbles, nothing. It's just standing water. Standing water, I added some nutrients. I use, how you call it, chemical fertilizer. I don't use it in my garden, but inside the house, for this kind of thing, I prefer to go that way than the organic natural fertilizer because of the smell and everything. And it's just like something, to pass the time. So I don't really care too much about, you know, nutritional value of the plants or stuff like that. Now let me show you how this works. You can see the little root there in the water that basically inside there you have the solution. You can see what I'm touching with the root, that's the water. What happens is that most of the root, they stay into the water, but some of the roots, they are above water. So the principle is that the oxygen needed for the plants, the plant gets it from that part of the root that is above the water. So that's why you don't need like a bubbler to bring the oxygen into the water. And this is the first time I try, and it looks like it's working. This is like the salad. Look at the root system. It's beautiful. It looks nice and healthy, white. Let me put it down, try not to break any roots. Let's see if I can lift the whole tub without making too much of a mess. Yeah, there we are. So you can see all those baskets into the water. They are still like, the water is still pretty high, but supposedly as this plant grows, the water is gonna go low, and the roots is gonna go lower following the water now. So now the water is here. As the plant grows, the water is gonna go lower and lower, and the roots is gonna get longer, and this part is gonna be the one for the oxygen, while the part in the water is gonna be the one getting the water and the nutrients. And if still there's gonna be need, I can add water as long as you don't cover the whole roots. You still need to leave some for the oxygen for the plant. And I'm very happy. It looks, this is like the basil. So I got a raw basil and a row of lettuce. And if this works, I might expand next year and actually do something to actually have a harvest. And maybe at that point, I'm gonna look into the nutrients, if I should use like different nutrients or what, but that one we'll see in the future. What I'm happy is that it's really easy. There's no, I just follow the bottle, what the nutrient says, like on the bottle, and I cut it in half just to be on the safe side. I'm gonna keep an eye on the plants, see how they do. If there's burn tips, probably too much nutrients. If I see the color, like another signs of nutrients deficiency, then I'll add some. And I didn't test the pH of the water, I didn't do nothing. So it's a very simple method that could work for simple plants like salad and basil. If you grow something, more complicated like tomatoes and stuff, probably you have to look into it a little more. But so far it's doing very well. Let's see. We're gonna see. I'll keep you posted to see how it's going. Here quickly I can show you. These are fig cuttings that I'm rooting. I had them in the bags. They weren't doing that well because I got some mold, so I just decided to put them into, I don't know, I call it the incubator. I don't know how you call it, but in this dome in regular potting soil, and we'll see if I screw it up with those bags or I'm gonna get something. And here I have just tests, like I'm testing, like for example on the back here I have my espelette pepper seeds that I save. So I just check the viability of the seeds and it looks fine. I got artichokes that they were very old seeds, but I'm getting some plants. So, and those ones they take forever to grow. So those ones eventually they're gonna go in the garden. And then I have some other basil that I'm growing. Here I have like red basil in the back there. I have regular basil that I'm just growing to test the potting mix, my new mix that I'm doing, just to see how it works. And I might even try something else with some lights that I have to see the difference between growing them under these fluorescent lights, and I have a LED light down there that I'm gonna put a plant under. And then here I have a little thing that I did with my kids. They are cactus. So let's see if I can show you close, if it's gonna focus. Those are like little cactuses growing that, even if you think cactus they grow in the desert, to actually germinate when they're this small, actually they say, some people say the first year they actually need quite some humidity, so that's why they are under here. And we'll see, first time that I grow cactus, so I'm not really sure how it's going, but they germinated, and we'll see how long it's gonna take to get something out of it. And here, before letting you go, I'm gonna show you, well, this is the light that I have. It's just a small light, but it could be enough for one plant under here. I have other 2 or 3 of this one, so I'm gonna put a plant and see how it works. And what I'm doing now, it's here is the map of my garden, basically. Well, you don't maybe understand too much, but here is where I have the arches to get in. I have all the beds. This is like my teepee, bean teepee, and I'm just checking where to put most of the stuff. Not I'm not gonna exactly assign every spot to every plant, because I like to in spring, when it's time to plant, I like to just walk around and decide. But most of the things, like the gourds, the tunnel where I'm gonna be moving it, the tomatoes that I try to move it from here to here. They were here this year. I'm gonna move them here. The melons, I'm gonna add another tunnel for the melon, and so on. And here I'm just starting to write down the calendar that I'm gonna have all the dates, what I'm gonna plant, and I have one of these big calendars that is perfect, because I'm gonna add, on the weekend, I'm gonna start these seeds or that, and towards April there's gonna be full of stuff to do. So, and that's it for today. I just wanted to show you this one that I'm very happy with, and hopefully it's gonna work. And if it works, because I always wanted hydroponics, but too much stuff sometimes when you read into it, to test the water and all the chemistry and the electricity for the bubbler. And when I saw that some people were using this method, that's it. I had to give it a try, and I think it's gonna work. Even if I screw it up, I'm gonna just try again and learn slowly on the way, what I have to change. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.